Get it? All right, so now the nuts and bolts. This is what I couldn't wait to tell you guys about. I don't like to read slides. You guys can read it. But I do want to tell you that reimagining who you are and what you are happens as soon as you decide to follow a passion. As soon as you decide to follow that passion, dude, it happens. It happens in here because your brain starts thinking differently. When you just say, I'm doing this, I'm gonna do this, all of a sudden things start to pop out, opportunities and things happen that you can't even possibly imagine. So here's the steps, and it's very simple. Identify what you are passionate about. Don't confuse it with what you think everybody will be proud that you do. Don't become a cop because you think your dad's going to be proud of you because you became a cop. You have to follow passions, because if you don't follow a passion and you take on any kind of job or anything like that that you're not passionate about, you're not going to be effective. You may do good, you may keep the job, you may get raises once in a while, but it's not what you are. It's not the true passion. You're eventually going to beat your pillow every morning when you have to go to work. You eventually have to go, you eventually have to get to the point where you love what you do. Because if you love what you do, it's not a bitch to get up every morning. It's not hard to go to work every day. It's not hard for me not to miss work because I love it. I love the ladies I work with. I love the freedom they allow me to have. I love the connections that I get and the opportunities and the networking because it all surrounds my passions. Even I shouldn't be able to do what I do today with my background. I should. I got a GED in prison. I have no college education. How the hell am I standing in front of college education majors doing lectures? How am I doing that? That shouldn't happen, right? Conventional wisdom says that if you don't have a bachelor's and a doctoral degree, you don't do lectures. So how did that happen? How do I get in an education manual and magazines that go nationwide? How's that happen? It's simply passion. That's all it is. Because I love it so much that I learned everything I could learn about it. I took every opportunity to absorb more. The education starts now. Think about this. If you're passionate about, we'll just say music, because that's what I'm most familiar with. I Googled it, I searched it, I looked for free lessons, I got all the stuff that I needed given to me. Because people do that. They give the stuff away. You guys know you've been through Google, you've been through YouTube, you know that that stuff is given away. Use it. Find what your passion is, then research it. YouTube is a great spot, not only for learning, but also for building your own self up, for giving you opportunities that you couldn't believe. Each and every one of us has a little special something about us that we know a little more about. It could be farming, it could be whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You could share that information. What happens when you start to share that information? Those things happen, you start getting people subscribing to you. Now they're starting to watch your channel. And now opportunities are downloaded free. There are some awesome, awesome books and things to keep you inspired. And I'm talking like Dale Carnegie, 1920s, wrote something that has been a pinnacle in my life. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a free book. It's free information. It tells you how to win friends and influence people. What a power to win friends and then influence people to do what I want them to do. And not in a bad way, but taking what I have in my mind and projecting it out. Learning how to do that through communication, body stance, the way I talk, the inflection of my voice. Every part of this has been studied. I'm not an extrovert. I always say this. I'm an introvert with practiced extroversion. Okay? I practice doing what I do. I know this sounds so ridiculous, but I know what hand movements mean. I know what staring at somebody when I'm talking to them does to them. Right, dude? I know what that stuff does. But I can use that. Now it's a tool set, man. It's a tool set that I can use to motivate, to move people, and to get them to understand that this is real. Right? So again, research, acting, I talk about this. Acting. We're all acting. Every one of us are acting. When I wake up in the morning, I don't talk to my wife like this. I don't say, I'd like a cup of coffee, thanks a lot. I'll have 2 creams and 3 sugars and that's it, right? I don't do that. I'm trying to get my point across, and I also know that with a monotone voice, you guys aren't going to listen to anything I say, right? So I put this on. I am an actor. I'm acting right now. Because when we wake up in the morning, we're not who we are right now. When you walk down the street in a day and you're talking to someone and you're carrying on a conversation, it's not the same guy that crawled out of the bed, right? Certainly isn't with me. I call it shape-shifting, and we all have that ability, but you probably don't know it.